What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another realistic rebuild on Madden 22, and we are going to be doing the Indianapolis Colts, who are now, I believe, 3-5, a team that is always felt kind of close, but has missed some very key positions, mainly being wide receiver, and then, of course, the defense has missed a lot of things that can help them get off the field. Their pass rush has always been pretty bad, really, since, like, Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney, honestly, like, now they have DeForest Buckner, but there's only so much one man can do, not named Aaron Donald, of course. But yeah, that's one of the big things you probably need to work on if you're the Colts. Wide receivers got to be the number one, though. At least Carson Wentz, though, goes to a team with an offensive line that doesn't suck. Obviously, a very solid offensive line on paper. I think some of them have actually kind of not played super well out the gate, but obviously they're a great team, and that's kind of what we're looking forward to. Pittman has actually had kind of a, I wouldn't say breakout year, but he's having the year that they desperately need him to have. He has emerged as that true jump ball type guy. I seen, like, was it a week ago or so? He had an insane jump ball touchdown, I believe. And yeah, he's the future going forward here. I mean, he's by far the best number one we have, as Hilton will be gone, way too injury prone. Does he even have it anymore? Maybe. I don't know. Zach Pascal, he's always been kind of like iffy. He's been like, he can do this, but then sometimes he just sucks. Jonathan Taylor, the running backs are great around here, obviously. Jonathan Taylor is the guy that we're hoping can carry us to something. Obviously, Carson Wentz was the guy that they traded for with that conditional pick. And it's kind of looking like that conditional pick may be a first-round pick. Defensively, they paid a lot for Darius Leonard. And I'm not saying Darius Leonard isn't good, right? I'm not saying he isn't good, but would you say if it wasn't for the lack of talent around him on the defense that he would have gotten that much money or even been re-signed at all? I don't know. I'm just saying that was a pretty costly contract. Cornerbacks, they've obviously been trying to work on those for a while now. Kenny Moore has been decent enough. I mean, he's not spectacular, but he's obviously pretty solid. Kwity Paye, I actually have no idea how he's played. DeForest Buckner's been pretty good. Like I said, there's a lot of decent names here. Unfortunately, Blackman, I believe, is injured for the year. But once he's back, you have Blackman, you have Buckner, you have Paye, you have Okereke, you have Leonard, and then I would assume Kenny Moore is decently young, 26. So, I mean, you have a few pieces at least, but you still need an edge rusher. You might need a new DT number 2 because Stewart's getting up there. I don't know what his regression is going to be like. They're okay on paper. Once again, I just feel like they're missing the firepower at the wide receiver position and, somewhere on the defense, specifically maybe cornerback. And speaking of firepower, the channel's been needing some firepower. You right there, right now, you having a chance to subscribe, you could be the bang for our buck that we need to get to 100K. Yep, that's what we're going with today. Yeah, of course, tons of franchise stuff on the channel, and, you guys seem to like it, so I keep putting up with EA's crap. I can't wait for us to build a God Squad here and just not win the Super Bowl, or win the Super Bowl year 2 undeservingly and then kind of don't know where to go. It's going to be great. So I do not know the plan for Marlon Mack in real life. I don't know if you can afford to keep 3 starting running backs, but my personal opinion is you probably got to let him go. The thing is, you have so much money here now if you're the Colts, but not a whole lot to spend it on, right? Like a bunch of backup level talent here. And I would say trade, but the way he's played in real life, I don't know if anyone would really even trade that much for him anyways. All right, so I just banged the microphone. We did not do well. We went 5-12, but we keep our first round pick. You're probably thinking, how is that possible? Clearly, he played all the snaps. No, he didn't. And there's a reason why. It's because we were 3-9. And Carson Wentz was trash. Of course, looking at the snaps, I don't know the math on it, but that is not 70, 75% or whatever it is that he needs to be play to be the guy. And I think this is a realistic thing in real life. I mean, if you're the Colts, your season's over. Let's say you're 3-7, 3-8, even 3-9, whatever it is, and your season's over. Why play Carson Wentz? I don't care what it does between you and Carson Wentz, because at the end of the day, an elite quarterback can take almost any team to at least a near 500 season, right? So if you're at 3-9, I don't think you're feeling that great about your quarterback situation anyway. So Sam Ehlinger replaced him, played just as well, if not better. Carson Wentz isn't the guy. I actually wanted to to turn this into one of those like the Matt Ryan type thing where we kept him going longer and longer and longer because obviously, he was playing really well, but that's not going to happen here as Carson Wentz just wasn't the guy. Jonathan Taylor did well. Pittman, not great. Zach Pascal was pretty decent. I mean, we need an overhaul on offense. We need a new quarterback. We need a new wide receiver, maybe two. We could use a new tight end. I'm hoping there's at least one of those fillable in the offseason, but obviously really not a good season at all. Like, just nothing other than a top-tier first-round pick to be proud of. Even then, you're not really proud of it. You're just happy to have it. And as far as awards go, we got Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not Offensive Rookie of the Year, O-Lineman of the Year. And that's pretty much it. So retirements, I don't even care, really, if we had anyone retire. There's no one on the team that I could think of that I would really be sad about losing due to retirement. Oh, no, not Andrew Sendejo, the super speedy safety. Of course, 77 mil. Maybe we keep Rhodes. Outside of that, though, I don't think there's anyone we're going to keep. Rhodes is still viable. Let's see, how good is he? He did drop pretty hard, in fairness, but he's still usable. Nah, I think we might even sign someone big in free agency. Anyone else? Mo Alley Cox. There's guys here that could be decent for us, but overall, none that I really care too much about. Maybe Badgley. I get. Nah, not even Badgley. I don't care about anyone here. I'm sorry. All I can tell you is we need some free agents. Now, Davante Adams, that's definitely a candidate for, one of the spots. Same with Chris Godwin. I think the big thing in us deciding who we go for specifically at wide receiver is if the names or the targets, the destinations that I expect him to go to don't have the money. If they don't have the money, I would expect Davante to want to go to the Chargers. They have a lot of money. Did they actually re-sign? If they re-sign Mike, so they re-sign Mike, I don't see them going for three big, tall wide receivers. I don't know, dude. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So the Chargers have the money. They don't have the quote-unquote need. And then the other one would be the Raiders, who probably do have a lot of money, actually. And they're not offering on him, but that's not a bad destination for him. I think we might pass on him. But then again, it is a division rival or a conference rival. Do you kind of say, sorry, pal, not doing it, not letting you have him? A 5-year 110 is probably kind of what you're expecting him to get paid. I'd say it's at least 20 per, obviously. Might even be more than that. It might be closer to 5-year 118, but I don't know. I think it's fair enough. If he accepts it, he accepts. If he doesn't, well, I'm really sad if he doesn't. I'm going to have to up the offer because we're that desperate. We offered some big name deals. Are we going to get any of them, though, is the question. And let it be Davante, and that's all I ask. Davante, we get Harrison of Ronnie, Cam of Jordan, that's not true, Cam Robinson, Davante Adams, and Carlton Davis. I gave up on that pretty quick. It was going downhill. We have about 20 mil left over and a massive need at quarterback, so I'm hoping we can land one. I don't know what our pick is. We should probably look, but I'd imagine it's a top 3, probably top 2, but just to be safe, I'd say top 3. Once again, very smart decision, and I wonder if that's going to happen, because usually you get the stupid thing, well, I wouldn't say pick 5, really? But, normally in real life, we all see, a team is, 1-13, and then they win a game or two, and they knock themselves out of, a top 3 pick, and we're all like, oh, why? And we get it. It's like, oh, well, they're trying to sell tickets, and they're trying to, get people hyped for the next season, whatever it may be, trying to keep your job if you're a coach. But in this situation, what do you do, right? You winning games, you're losing an actual, round. You're losing a whole round. You're not losing just, it's not super common to see these kind of high-tier conditional picks, right? So you're losing a whole round and then some, So I think it was pretty good move. It was a realistic move, and ultimately I'm hoping to land as a QB. They're looking pretty good here. Looks like there's a lot of them. There's enough for us to get one. There's at least 5 prospects here, and they all look, kind of decent. I love the fact that I did focus on Colbert and Durant, and neither of them actually have their freaking thing, which is great. We get a new tight end on top of it, Robert Tonyan. I know it's basically the Packers, but, it's literally the best 2 options there. Other than that, it would have been David Njoku, who we've gotten time and time again, and he had a lot of offers. Tanyan had none, and it was only like a 2-year 12. So 2-year 12 there. Devontae's obviously here forever, basically. And yeah, I mean, not bad. Not a bad offseason so far. Until we sell on this quarterback. There's multiple options. I'm going to go with Wheeler as the higher option because these two might go before. And I don't want to do a quarterback that's, I don't want to scout a quarterback that's going to probably be gone. We also have these wide receivers. Where are they? These guys look like the best two. I think this team kind of needs a guy like Hurst more, so that's who I'm going to put that on. And then the last pick, we could use a pass rusher, but, I mean, we have Ernest Jones, who's really fast, but I don't even know if we can get to that pick anyways, so, I might go with the middle linebacker. We kind of need one. Carnegie, he's a day 3, though. Do I really put one on a day 3? Nah, we're going to do it on another quarterback, just in case they don't, just in case they don't go away. Oh, I only put 2 on? Wait. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Thank you. Okay, sweet. Not that it's going to matter anyways. I was acting like it's going to actually matter. Like, what a game, dude. Love it. I think we're just going to go for Wheeler no matter what. He looked like the best guy that isn't the number one. The number one option looks pretty great with his speed. A 4.38. Don't know a lot about him outside of that, but yeah, Wheeler's probably the best option. Wheeler is around 1, so that could be like literally anything. So maybe we moved on. It kind of depends on what the quarterback situation's looking like and, who needs one being available still. Because, there's a lot of teams that need quarterback, but how many are willing to move up super high? I don't know. If we can move to like 9 and add a 3rd-round pick, that could be huge. But at the same time, I don't want to lose the quarterbacks. And we also get speaking of huge, Jerry Hughes on a 1-year 3.8, I believe. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. So you'd expect this to be a QB, and it is the number 1 guy. This shouldn't be a QB. It is not. This could be a QB. It is not. This should be a QB. And it is making it very interesting. Denver could use a QB. We're not trading, dude. We're no shot I'm trading. Sorry, dude. And Bernard Wheeler is going to be my guy. He's the best available. Oh, did they actually show the scouting now? Looks really good. He's the best available in my opinion. I think it was the number 1 guy there that went, and then this guy were the best 2. I would have taken one of the other ones anyways. We'll see how it turns out, but Bernard Wheeler is definitely our choice. Even if he's just star, it's a win. And he's hidden. He's automatically a win. Very fast outside of speed, which, it is what it is, I suppose. And yeah, that is super, super clutch because that was pick 5 overall. We could have turned that into so much stuff. I don't even care if he's star as long as he's hidden, I was about to say as long as he's star, which, literally guaranteed. And I suppose we're just going to go to our next pick and probably just take a wide receiver. Actually, maybe we don't need one anymore. We've got freaking Devontae now. Keep forgetting about that. So we do have the wide receivers still there. We have Hurst, who did not get the full, shebang. 4.40. Great catching in traffic. Don't know a whole lot after that, though, even though it's an 80%. And, once again, I focused on him. The right end that I had, who was very fast but looked really raw, he had an F finesse, and that's all they showed me, is gone. I think you just take Hurst, right? Oh, our other wide receiver actually is gone. 5'11", he kind of fits the mold, right? Like, this team loves their short wide receivers, and there's really not a good one left on the roster. I'm going to go Hurst. Screw it. Okay, he's normal dev, but he is pretty damn fast. He's what we're looking for. Didn't have the dev. Who knows? Maybe he's like a 75 overall or something, which is, not great, but it's better than, normal 68 or something like that. If he's normal 68, I swear to God, he better not be, dude. Now we move on to pick 5 in the 4th round. We had a great pick 1. That's all that really matters, right? That's the most important position, and I'm happy that we did land someone there. Dion Irwin is there, the middle linebacker we had. Actually, I don't know if he's on the list. I might have forgot to actually put him on. No, he is gone. Damn it. Linebacker's definitely a need. What is the other ones? Dion Irwin looked pretty good. B finesse, decently fast. Do you take a risk on Dion Irwin, who is a day 3? I don't know what day 3 technically means. I know what it means, but I don't know what it could, like, is this going to be like right now? Is it going to be later? It's kind of the risk you're taking. I think I'm going to take Dion Irwin as it's one of our biggest needs. I'm going to take him, and he is normal dev. He's got the athleticism for sure. The speed, agility, and excel are all perfect. He is 6'3", so he's a little bit on the shorter side, but he looks great. I just don't know what his finesse is going to be, and I suppose just his overall in general. Now we have a cornerback and a wide receiver. I think wide receiver has been well addressed, so I think we're going to go with David Thompson, the cornerback. Not super great, but pretty athletic for, this round, I suppose. We're going to take him. David Thompson, he is a normal dev, 93 speed, 90 excel. A little bit better than I even thought. I thought maybe like 91, 90 or something, but I'll take that every day of the week. Of course, we don't know his ratings, but yeah, probably going to be a little bit on the raw side, but I mean, I'll take it. It's not bad. And this pick we might actually use to get more value for next year. Not that it's like crazy value anyways. Luke Lynn is still there. Could be decent, even just as a return man, but what about this guy? Eric Sanderson. I don't know if he's a coverage guy or what's the story. I'm going to take him. Why not? And this is the first time this has happened so far with a new scouting update. Literally every single time, 100%, well, I guess not anymore, literally 99.9% of the chances, if a guy is still there way after, he's trash. Now, this guy's overall could still be sucky, I can admit, but the fact that he's 86 speed at 90 excel automatically tells me he's not that bad for a 6th-round pick, and he was hidden. That is the pick of the draft, unless our quarterback's X Factor. Maybe even Superstar, but if he's X Factor, then yeah, it is what it is. But Sanderson, huge pick. Huge. And you can never have enough wide receivers, especially when you're the Colts. Screw it, Luke Lynn it is. And a little more athletic than the guy we took in the, the 3rd round. But, I mean, I would assume he's worse, hopefully, because otherwise then it makes us look really dumb in the 3rd round. But, okay, I mean, it wasn't the perfect draft, but it turned out pretty damn well. We got a lot of the positions we needed. We got a couple of hiddens, which is, always nice, especially at the quarterback spot. And 77 overall, that's got to be star dev. Hurst is a 75. Irwin's a 71. I'll take it. 67. Ooh. So like I said, with that overall, very low. He's not a pass rusher. I guess he is a pass rusher. I don't know, dude. He's going to start, though, because he's a rookie with hidden. And maybe he'd be superstar. This would be really interesting to see. And he is star. So, I mean, I don't know what to say because, like I said, as normal, the star isn't the craziest, upgrade to go or dev up to get. And more importantly, the fact that he is a low overall is really sucky because he's not going to get that XP boost going normal to superstar. So, I mean, he'll start most likely due to just pure need. But overall, I mean, it wasn't as good as I thought. Bernard Wheeler, though, look at the ratings. Of course, that speed absolutely crushes your freaking brain hole if you're using him in a user league. But for us, I mean, that's all I need. That's all I need is hidden development trait, decent overall. I'm all about it. Andy Superstar. You know what? Win. Actual W. Let's take a look at some of the guys we could have had. We did pass up on a different quarterback. Let's take a look at this guy. 70 overall. He is hidden, though, so you never know. Super fast, though. I mean, talk about our guy being bad for the speed. You want to kind of move some things around. That is the perfect one. He got the highest for his speed, then the second highest excel, and then agility. If it was like speed was 86, 80, 95 agility or something, X Factor. Detroit finally has a freaking quarterback, dude. And then the Jets go for another tackle, which, I mean, it works out because now they have one of the best lines in the league on paper. Actually impressive. Chris Webber, hidden development trait as well. Not as good as our guy, but if he has X Factor, then he is. If he doesn't, though, then he's, obviously not even close. And his dev is star, so, dodged a bullet there, I suppose. And there must have been another quarterback. Yeah, pick 8, James Williams. Oh, thank God, the Patriots, dude, with their Mac Jones-type draft picks. But thankfully, my brain was like, no, you must not bust. No, not November. What? Here was the other quarterback that I was thinking we were going to have to go with. And very good. This would be a fun quarterback to use, but of course, not a quarterback that has a whole lot of potential there for a sim. He's not really great comparatively. You kind of want the throw power rather than anything. And there might have been like a third-round guy who was like a D-end, I think. Where was he? He was a right end. Ernest Jones, here he is. 77 overall. Normal dev. Oh, he's so good. Yeah, that's an L. We should have went for him instead. Oh, well. It is what it is, though. We got ourselves a superstar dev quarterback. We got the second best one there. We ended up with, it's still a good wide receiver. Hurst is still fine. He'll be the number 3 for sure, but fair enough. I'll take it. Might need to be released here, dude. I'm just saying, man. I'm releasing him. He's just not tradable. Too expensive. So we trade a 4th this, a 5th next, and Banagoo for Alex Kappa from the Buccaneers. I gotta say, we did a pretty good job, and it's only year 1 going into year 2, or year 2 going into year 3, whatever, you know what I mean. But obviously, we added Hurst, a guy that, why do they have that pitcher model? Like, where did they get this guy from? Like, that's just not, it's not the current century. Like, what is that pitcher? They probably used that pitcher in one of the old Maddens when that was more relevant. Like, some Madden that was unreleased on a non-gaming console, like a board game Madden in freaking 1932 or something. Like, what the hell is that? That's a bit better, I suppose. But of course, Davante Adams, the new number 1 around here. Did he regress already? Did we pay top dollar for a guy that regressed? Excuse me? Did we actually do that? Is that something we actually did? They won't show it, of course. Tanyan, the new tight end. It's better than what we had. He's a okay playmaker. He's enough until maybe we can draft one or find someone even better. It's a 2-year deal. Left tackle, Cam Robinson. That's another 2. I keep calling him Cam Jordan. It's another 2-year deal. Kappa, I think he might be on a contract here. I'm not 100% sure. Defensively, Sanderson's the new outside linebacker. Yeah, at least has potential. He's very fast. And then everyone else, Irwin's the new guy at left end with Hughes playing the kind of reliever for everyone. It's kind of where he should be in his 34th year of life. Blackman's back in the starting lineup. Ronnie Harrison's the new guy. Willis needs a contract, but he'll be a good backup for the year. Carlton Davis, the new cornerback, 1. This team at least has the potential to make the playoffs, if not actually do it, right? You gotta like it. I don't mind it. I think it's a pretty decent squad. So this year's negotiations, we got Quentin now. Oh, we kind of broke, though. Wait, how? Why are we so broke? We got 40 mil left. Maybe we aren't as broke as I thought, in fairness. We probably don't have to pay anyone. We did pay Devontae, actually, a lot. Like, it was, 22 per or something like that. And, yeah, like we said, there's not a whole lot to pay. Blankenship is probably a guy worthy of a payment. I don't want to give him a 3. I know it's more realistic to do it that way, but I don't like 3-year deals on Madden for kickers. Rock Yassin, kind of a good safety at worst. I think you know what? I think you keep him. A 3-year, 16.9. I'm all about that. Maybe we sign some of the backups. Nothing major, though. If we win, we take the division. And we do win. The Titans, actually. It was I think everyone was 5-6 for a while, something like that. Maybe it was 5-4, I don't know. And we were 2 games ahead, and everyone just kept inching closer and closer. And we go at 12-5, which isn't crazy shocking after drafting a really good quarterback, adding Devontae and adding Hurst and Tanyan and some defenders and whatnot. It actually was a pretty good offseason for us. Obviously, we blew a lot of the money, but it worked out. Obviously, look at the yards for Wheeler. Not even the Chiefs playbook, just gunned it. 41 touchdowns, 12 picks, 5,500 yards. Rushing numbers were pretty good. The touchdowns were great. And receiving, Davante Adams was solid. Pittman was really good. Hurst was really good as a rookie. That has to be star development trade. Maybe even, no, it's not going to be rookie of the year. We have the rookie of the year, and he's a quarterback. But really good stuff there. O-line could have been better, but also could have been a lot worse. I've seen a lot worse. Buckner with 12.5 sacks. 7 for the rookie Irwin. Stewart 6.5. Quiddy Pay's got to do better than that. That's just awful. The picks were kind of awful. Blankenship was good. Now I kind of wish I would have given the 4-year deal, 3 or 4, whatever. But it's just, with Madden, it's so random. I didn't want to risk it. I don't want to get a kicker that sucks for a long term. I wanted to take a look at MVP, but it's kind of a little laggy right now. A little bit of lag going on as Zeke wins it. Wheeler is number 3, though. Absolutely nuts. Rookie of the year, obviously. Defensive rookie of the year, number 3. Quarterback of the year, number 4. Running back, number 2. Devontae, number 1. Quentin Nelson, number 1. Look at this. Browns, Ravens, Browns, Ravens, Browns, 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 Colts. It's 3 teams. Literally 3 teams for the entire freaking award. Oh, my God. Facing the Bengals, they've had a little bit of sim luck lately, but obviously it's nowhere near like a team like the Browns or the Chiefs, so winnable. We'll see if we actually win it, though. Jamar Chase is on a tear, and let's just say I'm feeling kind of sad because I just have a feeling that we're just going to lose. The Titans win, so the division may be representing the Super Bowl here. Kind of depends, though, as, we got to first beat the first team, and it's not looking super promising. 3-10. 3-10 still, 10-10, 10-17, 24-10. There you go. A little bit of points. It's a bit of a strugglesome one today, but at least we're putting up a little bit of points. Defense does its job, and that should be enough. The defense clutching up hard here against the Bengals, who are, if you're going to think of what they're more known for, it is the offense. So a really good job by the defense kind of carrying there. Wheeler finally got it going. The offense did just enough, of course. And then looking at the defensive side of things, I don't know about sacks, but decent bit of sacks, I suppose. Picks, 2 for the defense. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, we were able to win. It wasn't the prettiest look, but we kind of got it going in the second half, and we were able to hold on. Held a 2-possession lead for the majority of, the fourth quarter there. And, ooh, look at these upgrades. And what? The Browns must have been 15-2 or something, because we're hosting the playoff game at 12-5. Absolutely nuts. Going up against... Oh, that must have been a receiver and kind of glitched out or something, right? I thought it was 1,700 rushing yards for Lamar or something for a second there. That was a little worrisome. But, of course, the Baltimore Ravens, I did kind of mention something about what it was a year 2 undeserved Super Bowl win. That would be a little bit of a yikes if we did it, but obviously not undeserved. We actually have a really good team now. The rookie went up very quickly. We've had slow starts with rookies. This was not one of them. 14 all. Not great. Well, I mean, it turned out okay. Defense clutched up. Start of the second half. Up 7. Up 10 now. Ravens cut that to 3. Only 6. Defense is holding as hard as they can, and they do it. The Colts are headed to the championship round. Not half bad. Look at this. Lamar Jackson held the 3. Well, not even held, but forced the 3 interceptions. Devontae once again kind of leading the charge a bit. Not a bad win there. 3 interceptions. The team is resilient. I mean, it wasn't looking good for a while. The defense just kept taking the ball away, it seems. Browns, right? Browns, of course. Like I said, could have been the Chiefs. I'll take it. I'll take this poll. It was going to be one of the two. We have the better overall team. Could we actually win this in year 2? Which is, once again, I think this team is not shocking to do it. But from where we started, be a little bit, right? I mean, the Colts do have some decent, solid cornerstone pieces. But would I say they're, a year away from the Super Bowl? I don't know. It kind of depends on, once again, how the offseason would turn out. But yeah, them going for a quarterback doesn't seem super likely here. But 10-0, not a bad start. Cleveland, once again, as they just showed, not going to let that happen for too long. 17-14 right before half, they get a touchdown. But we answer back. This is a hell of a battle. We're up 3. Driving down, we get 6 total now on their lead. I don't like it. I don't like it. Is that their ball? Jesus, offense is choking. Defense is trying. They choke too. Defense, wow, that is awful. Is that how we're going to lose this? 3rd and 9, we just can't stop them, dude. Offense was worse, but man, did the defense really, really sell in the fourth quarter as Cleveland is going to move on to the Super Bowl. Oh, I thought we had a chance at a dynasty. Bernard Wheeler, definitely not his best performance. Far from it. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor really wasn't great at all throughout the entire postseason. Devontae really showed up in that one. Kind of sucks that we lost. Dion Irwin, would love to see him get a dev up, but he probably won't. But you know what? It's still a super, super great season, and we might end up with some decent dev ups. I mean, the quarterback might already be an X factor. Browns Buccaneers, a Super Bowl that I personally do not want to see, and it's the Browns. I suppose that's kind of the best option out of the bunch. See if we had any dev ups outside of the quarterback, and we did. Hey, Hurst goes to star. Jonathan Taylor goes up to superstar, which is super clutch. What do you get? Short and elite backlash. Ball carriers with this ability will cause increased fatigue penalties against their tackler when tackled via a non-conservative tackle. Interesting. Okay. Wheeler is an X Factor. He's already an 89 overall. Really good ratings, obviously. Short was the weakest for him? Either way, not bad at all. We have to actually put all the abilities on as well manually, which is great. Defensively, Irwin, damn it. We didn't get a single dev up. No dev ups on defense. That hurts a bit, but ultimately, what can you do? It was still a really good season. The offense dev upped high. We got some overall upgrades, and we're looking at, easily being the team to beat in really the entire NFL going into year 3. All right, our re-signings, which we probably don't even have money for, even if we wanted to, and we could actually afford. Paris Campbell just never worked out. Jack Doyle, he's kind of on that retirement level. There's a couple of backups maybe worth keeping, but I mean, no one really important that we're losing necessarily, and no one really expensive that we're keeping. So it's free agency time, 25 mil, and we're probably like one more 7-year 324. I've never seen Lamar in free agency. What is that? Terry McLaurin as well. I would say we're probably one more, decent name or decent position fill away from being able to win it all. And I don't know who I would say that could be, but there are some names here. Lindstrom's not a bad name. I mean, I'm thinking Hawkinson might be like the guy. I also don't think, unless he chooses to leave, that he would leave. But I mean, you can see the Lions aren't in the running for him. So if they really wanted him that bad, they would have been here, and they're not. So I think I'm going to offer him the deal, and we're going to make this offense really good. I mean, it's either him or Terry McLaurin, who we can't afford, and a guy that just probably won't be gone from Washington. You could see a tight end. Not tight ends don't always get paid, but McLaurin obviously would get paid. But overall, I mean, that's like the biggest need we have. Edge rusher is as well, but I mean, I think that's something you could probably get away with in the draft. JJ Watt is way too injury prone for us to make a realistic move on him. Could use an outside linebacker, but once again, those guys are always super, super overpaid. And yeah, I mean, unless you're taking a tackle, which doesn't really appear to be one, you can't really improve the team any higher than going for a guy like Hawkinson, which we can't afford. And, we'd have a really good backup in Tanyan, who would be gone after this year anyways. TJ Hawkinson joins the Colts. He sees what we're building here. He actually wants to be a part of a team that can win. Sorry, Lions fans, but I don't feel like you're going to disagree at this point. But of course, still could use an outside linebacker, still could use an edge rusher. We have pick 29. If we have to use like a second and third to get one of those positions locked up for the next 5 to 10 years to move up, 10, 15 spots, I'm willing to do it. So, this is always super fun. I love this part, and looking at the draft and all that. But yeah, we'll find somebody, maybe, hopefully. All right, as per usual, the game doesn't give us our 80%, but I think Floyd Page could be the guy, even though we don't have a whole lot on him. He's 6'4", 22 years old, pretty damn good 40, not really liking the bench press. Everything else looks pretty good, and he has an A finesse move, which is, it looks pretty good to me. And then we have Mark Bowman, who is a little raw as well, but stronger, fast as well. Good block shed. There's not a whole lot of info on these guys because it's not really what our scout strength was. This guy looks okay too. I think with Floyd Page, we're willing to go to like 24. If it's first to second, I imagine it's really late first, maybe even into the second round. So I'll go to like 23, 24 and hope he's there. Oh, here we go. They actually gave us our thing. It just took a week. We get more info. He has a B power, apparently. C block shed. That actually makes me more sad, but I still think you go for him. Bryce Pierre, 295. He can still play edge for us. He's decent at finesse, decent at block shed. Maybe he's our guy. I don't know. It really comes down to who's there, I think. And then Tevin Warner, the inside linebacker, who is very fast, obviously. A power move comparatively to the middle linebacker class. That guy looks good. Maybe you try to go for Page and Warner and can maybe potentially call it like the perfect draft if either looks good. Once again, that's really all we need. We just barely got this trade. 29, 93, and a 6 next year for 22 from the Bengals, which will lock up that right outside linebacker. The guy Pierre went, that guy went, a couple other pass rushers went. I was starting to look at, I was starting to feel a little nervous. So we're going to go with Mr. Floyd Page. Just show me hidden. And we see the hidden automatic starter on the edge. And I keep forgetting they don't show you the ratings until the freaking draft's over. All right, we trade our second and third next year for 51 from the Lions. We keep 51 ourselves. No, what is it? 56? Something like that. We keep our own pick in this round to move down to probably like the late third to grab a linebacker. This pick, though, is going to be a center. Derrick Ward looks really solid from what Ooh. I like the skills, but I didn't see the bench press. What about the other guy, Dempsey? Should have looked at the bench press. Dempsey's not even nearly as good, but he is stronger. I mean, if you want a lineman, which I kind of do, it's this guy. Weak, but I'm going to take him. I imagine he's going to be a decent overall, but that's a no. All right, we traded with the Eagles to get a third next year, some 7th round pick, and then a mid to late 4th. Ooh, Bush was actually on our list. Hopefully that linebacker's still there. And I think this might have actually been the guy. There's no way. Nah, it's not, is it? Damn it. It's not the guy, but I still want him. I'm going to take him anyways. Normal development trait. Maybe a good backup, maybe not. Should have got it at the 3rd round. Nobody was giving me what I wanted. I kind of settled and took the L because of it. All right, the moment of truth. How good is this guy? What dev is he? He's the automatic starter at left end, obviously, and he is... Wow. All right, draft recapping. Oh, okay, so we did get some decent overalls, obviously. Floyd Page, he's pretty good. Very fast. Finesse is great. Only has spin move, but thankfully that shouldn't matter since we're, simming, not actually playing. Obviously, have to put him at the left end spot. What are we looking at? Only star, but he's still starting caliber. And at the end of the day, we didn't have that great of a draft pick. We had to get, trade up just to get to 22. And Derrick Ward is actually pretty solid. I don't know if our current center can move to tackle. That'd be a lot to ask, but I'd be happy. And this guy, he's actually really good. You can almost debate he's even better than the guy we drafted in the 1st round because he has better traits. If this was a user league, I'd debate starting this guy over him. 2 traits, more than 2 traits. Similar in skills, maybe even better. And only 1 dev down, which once again is kind of a benefit because star isn't really that hard to get. And he gets that XP bonus. Of course, a freaking 80 overall middle linebacker from the freaking Vikings. Obviously, they'll do that. Where about Pierre? Where is he? This would have been the other guy we would have been going for instead. Not super athletic, but once again, just enough to play the edge. More of a run-stopping kind of, good enough, right? Really comes down to his stamina, and he's also star. And if I can find the linebackers, I would love to find them. Warner is a 73 overall. Hidden, dude. We were not even that far off. That sucks. Would have been the automatic starter at the outside spot. Watch him be superstar. I swear if he's superstar. And of course, you just could see it coming. And I believe this is the guy that was coverage. Oh, maybe not. He was like an A man or an A zone. There's no way they give him that bad, right? It wasn't him. Oh, here he is. This is definitely him. Enrique Banks. Yeah, he's good, but not really spectacular. I wouldn't have started him over our current outside. All right, the team does improve a bit with, just overall the guys playing another season under the belt. Quarterback's obviously an X Factor. He's an 88 overall now. It's a better team for sure. I wish we would have been able to fix some of the other positions, though. It was a good draft, all things considered, especially, how it's not as easy to draft anymore. But how much of a better draft was it? Page, is he really that much better than Irwin? He's literally the same age, basically the same players, although I will say Irwin also has some trash abilities for his traits. But, it would take Irwin 1 breakout and he'd be just as good, if not better. Hopefully Page just has the juice. Sometimes it's not just about, their rating. Sometimes we do have players that just outplay, everyone. So hopefully that's the case here. But overall, that's pretty much the roster. Sanderson's like, yeah, talking crap, huh? You're gonna replace me, huh? Why didn't you do it, huh? What's wrong? Why didn't you do it? stop, okay? Please. Hell yeah, we needed this bad. The edge was trash, and now it is no longer trash. Well, it's still kind of trash, but at least we got a superstar. Resign time, Jonathan Taylor gets a deal no matter how much money we have. I don't think that's how it works, but a 7-year 73, which, I mean, probably would have been a little bit more than that, but I'm just going to be happy that we don't have to pay him more than that. Julian Blackman, a 5-year deal, pretty fair. He already wanted a 5. I assumed that was a 3-year 28. Okay, I suppose. Michael Pittman really hasn't developed super well, but a 3-year deal at minimum I think is fine. It's fair enough. Tanyan, obviously, will be gone. Alex Kappa, we might be able to do better. I don't want to take the risk on that, though, so a 2-year 13 I can deal with. Cam Robinson we will replace just because, he's about the same age, same overall, but only normal. So I feel like one of the guys is going to be gone. I suppose Robinson made more sense to let go. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Like, I guess maybe get Stewart back. Not the hardest position to draft, but pretty smart, good block shedder. Pretty good, Robin to Buckner's Batman. And I didn't even see Kenny Moore here. Kind of on the lacking side, though. So we'll have to see how he finishes the season out, what he looks like at regression time. But yeah, I don't know. But I will say, yikes. 3-5 with this roster. Really? You slap a little KC playbook on there and the whole thing just turns around. Would you look at that? 11-6 after a 3-5 start. I love EA, and they love making great games that are not broken at all. They love it. It's their favorite pastime, of course. As you can see, we didn't cheat or anything other than, I mean, at this point, putting KC's playbook on seems like cheating. Wheeler probably would have had a bad year if not for that. Jonathan Taylor clutched up. Hurst, Pittman, and Adams all did pretty well. Hawkinson was pretty decent himself. I mean, it's just, like, it's really, how long can you go, not bad actually for the sack numbers, how long can you go without going KC playbook before you just get so pissed off of the game that you uninstall it? That's really the game of rebuilds these years. But hey, we did it. Lamar Jackson is an Eagle. Yeah, Philadelphia would have to trade in the entire world to get him. Like, you gotta do it if you're Philadelphia, and it obviously works out as he wins MVP. Not that anyone, we're on the AFC side, not that anyone expected anything other than that. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year, could even happen in real life. You never know. Floyd Page, the Rookie of the Year, obviously. Number 2 QB, number 1 O-line. Not bad. I mean, we got a couple of awards. You got close. Could this be the year? I mean, it was almost last year. We only lost by 4 to the Super Bowl champion Browns, I believe. And now we're facing off against the Bengals, a team that actually gave us the draft pick that we needed to grab the pass rusher that, had 9.5 sacks for a rookie. That just isn't something that happens quite often for us. So, I mean, fair enough. I mean, maybe they are the kryptonite to themselves in this one. We'll see. As Jacksonville knocks off the Chiefs, I know in real life it's not crazy to think, but in-game, obviously, they're still absolutely goated. Really bad start for us. They get a touchdown. Really good bounce-back drive. Not bad after. Tied up 10-all. Still 10-all. Come on. Come on, offense. Thank you. 7-10. Jonathan Taylor's going to have a big run. He's going to rip one off. Or we'll just keep throwing. That's fair enough. 24-21. We do not score even though we drove all the way down. What are we doing? I don't know what happened. I don't know how we're still winning or how we won, but we did. And we move on to the divisional round. Ugly performance once again with Jonathan Taylor. He is just awful in the postseason. I don't know why. He just is. Carlton Davis, obviously the cornerback 1 for the future. Probably going to have to draft a cornerback this year. And, I mean, we recovered, I guess, right? Kind of. Is he the only one that actually has, like, eye accessories? I went with the accuracy, got a kick power. I think that's the way you do it. I think the game just doesn't ever want to get... EA has been in such a, a not giving the customer what they want mood, that's probably the best way. If you want something, you go with the opposite, because then they're like, let's give him the other thing, because he doesn't want it, clearly. That's the meta. And the Raiders, even though they have the Defensive Player of the Year, Peck was an X Factor? Wow, that makes me feel sad. Yeah, even though they have Defensive Player of the Year, I still got to feel great about this. And where's Henry nothing. No, we're not. Nope. All right, going to the end of the game. Not a great start, but hey, we get the 7-point lead. This is a very weird one. 14-0, 21-0, still 21-0, 21-7, 28-7. This looks like a GG to me. Yeah, the Raiders, I mean, EA loves to just let anyone win in Sim, but the Raiders were just a little too outmatched in this one, in my opinion, and apparently the game agrees. Looking at the quarterbacks, Wheeler once again not great. Taylor once again not great. These playoff performances by the offense have not been pretty outside of maybe some of the receivers. There you go, defense. The defense had to carry the hell out of that. Like, look at the numbers they had comparatively to the offense. Back-to-back years in the championship round. Is it going to be the... No, it is going to be the Jaguars. I've seen them go on tears in the past too, so I'm not feeling great about it, but I suppose it is 100% better than the Browns or the Chiefs. 83... Oh, come on, EA. Please do the right thing for once. Just one time, please. If we win this, I might just take my... Well, if we win the Super Bowl anyways, I might just take my freaking dub and walk out. Because every time we try to go for more years, it always fails. But don't have to worry about that because we're obviously not going to win it. Yeah, there it is. 10-0, 10-3. Jacksonville's kind of pouring it on a little bit here. And I mean, that looks pretty GG to me. There you go. Oh, my... hello? Thank you. Keep going. Please. Offense. Do what you were doing. Down by 3. Offense is moving. 20-yard line. No chokies. No chokies. Oh, I don't think you go for the field goal here, do you? Do you actually go for the field goal here? I don't like the look, though. I'm scared. And pressure. Why did I do that? B was open. I sold. Of course, they get down the field quite a bit. I'm coming in. Are they not calling timeouts? Where's the clock? Hello? Do you mind, clock? Show up. And Buckner forcing it. Oh my god, he almost got it. We insta-pressured him. He almost got it. 4 picks and we're losing. Because obviously they're way more aggressive if they're actually like not leading. But right now, obviously, they're like, hey, I'll take what we can get. Quarterback has looked pretty trash-tastic. Inside, just trying to get down the field. Pittman will hurry up. They are backing off hard. They're like, you know what? Maybe they'll just go for it and fail it again. Same play. And hey, Pittman's, I mean, he's open. So up to the line, try to get this out of bounds if we actually can. Or take it deep. And we probably had someone, but let's, not waste every second of clock we have. Maybe go for a closer field goal, perhaps. But I'm still, like, I'm a very greedy person, right? So I'm probably willing to just try to go for the touchdown. And that is wide open. Devontae, and he's going to get out of bounds. Number 5, interesting. To the 11, I mean, at this point, you kind of have to just be like, touchdown, baby. Who would expect Hurst to be the guy? Apparently them. As Taylor's going to get out there. 6 seconds from the 8. Do you just kick the field goal? I mean, I think you should, but I don't know if I will. At the end of the day, all we have to do is just throw it away if we're in trouble. Taylor! Touchdown! The gutsiest play call in NFL history. Unbelievable. And that should be the win. That has to be the win. It's the win. We 2 times in a row had a chance to go for the tie. We freaking went for it both times. The second time paid off after the sell. Once again, you don't know if we would have needed it or not because obviously they would have been way more aggressive than they were. And the way their offense seemed to be playing, even with the picks, they had good reason to. So, I think maybe we just lose just in general if they don't have the lead. So there's that. And then once again, Taylor, dude, he is so trash in the postseason. It's crazy. The whole offense was just bad. Defense did what it could. Ronnie Harrison with 3 interceptions. That's actually nuts. That is crazy. That is actually kind of crazy. But here it is, the Super Bowl. I'll show you guys anything like, restart or force any wins or anything crazy like that. And it's against the Niners. Interesting stuff. 12-5. Let's show you guys the playoff schedule. A close one there. Oh, it's against Philly. Okay, thank God. Because Lamar Jackson is very, very good in Sim. So that's... I mean, it's not the best thing in the world because, I mean, this many years into it, like 3 years or so. So Trey Lance is probably pretty decent. We're going to say it's everything, right? I mean, let's just be pretty humble about it. Because it's also fact. So let's see if we had any dev ups at all. I mean, maybe some defenders. I don't think any on offense, though. And we did not, as expected. Defensively, we did have Page, who is a superstar, and Sanderson, who's... I mean, it's kind of ironic that he has superstar now. But superstar development trait for Eric Sanderson on top of it. No outsiders. Actually kind of not bad, I think. But yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean... The team looks pretty good. Is it good enough? We're about to find out. 92 to their 87. Obviously, they have some really good X factors and whatnot, but overall, we are the better team, and I'd imagine quarterbacks are probably pretty similar, maybe even better in our case. So we're about to find out. Going to the end of the game. Come on, Indy. Come on. Don't let Niners get another one on the freaking totals. 7 to 10. Nice defense. Getting 7 back. It just looks like they're way better than us. And they get a touchdown right before half. We do really well there to start the third. This is a hell of a bowl, though, I'll tell you. And when you're proud of your China collection. Down by 4, what is the offense doing? Are they going to win? They get a penalty bailout. They're up by 3. Defense cannot do it. Picked Bobby Okereke. And Taylor can't get it. It's a great punt. Is it going to be enough? It is. The Colts win it. I cannot believe you can't get 2 yards. I can't believe it. But thankfully, it was a hell of a punt by Rigoberto Sanchez, a guy that I was actually going to let go to free agency. But a hell of a punt down to the 6. And that's just way too much to ask for, other than like a huge, long touchdown. It's just not going to happen, right? So the Colts are back on top of the football world with a Super Bowl win here over the San Francisco 49ers. That was a hell of a battle. A more deserved close battle. The Niners were better than some of the teams we faced. And Wheeler finally doesn't throw a pick in a game in the playoffs. And, of course, it's the biggest one of them all. So, clutched up. Hell of a job. Thank you, Jesus. Honestly, like, really, dude? Like, the playoff performances he had were not super great. Can't lie. Not super great. Of course, we are on last gen because I just can't be bothered with next gen's freaking lag and server drops and, you know, issues with trades and all that. We'll probably be back for next gen on the next rebuild, but hey, we've done it. We've successfully rebuilt the Indianapolis Colts, and I couldn't tell if I felt like it was going to be tougher. It really comes down to getting a quarterback. We ended up with a decent pick by benching Wentz, which once again, there's a possibility of in real life. Not super great playing right now. You know, it could be better, obviously, and more importantly, they're almost kind of out of the race already, right? Like, it's kind of leaning towards that, so if that actually is the case, or it looks pretty obvious, I think you make that choice, but it's tough as a coach because you don't want to get fired. It really comes down to what the kind of GM maybe thinks, or the owner thinks, and that's really it, right? But I think we made the right choice. It ended up getting us a QB, top 5, so it worked out. It was the best call, and overall, we are Super Bowl champions. I know it's not crazy amount of years down the line. It's, you know, year 3 going into year 4, but this is what the team looks like. Jonathan Taylor, 97 overall at 25 years old. Insane talent. And the crazy part is you go for elusive now, which gives you a chance at speed, excel, and agility upgrades, which is just absolutely nuts. Really bad abilities, but we're not going to talk about it. Devontae's not really a product of them, so we're not going to look at him. Michael Pittman, you know, route running's not great, but his catching seems pretty solid. You know, good receiver still. Wheeler, the quarterback, 23 going into 24. Super strong, very accurate outside of short, which is, I mean, pretty easy to hit anyway, so it's kind of what you want to be low. That excel and agility, dude. If it wasn't for the speed, if it was like 83, 84, he'd be like literally Andrew Luck, like legitimately the exact same person. And then abilities probably didn't even have any on. Who freaking asked, though? Defensively, we have Kwity Paye. He only got to an 85 overall, but he's still got time, especially since he's superstar. 87 speed, 86 excel, 89 power move, decent strength. He actually is pretty solid. Page doesn't really matter. Buckner, 96 overall, 30 years old, still going strong. Looks like a freak. And what else do we have? Anyone else? Floyd Leonard. Darius Leonard, anyways. Pretty good. Coverage is lacking, but very good in the ground defense, I suppose. 89 block shed is very hard to get for a linebacker. I mean, that's better than probably like 90% of the DTs in the game. And then I suppose Blackman we'll take a look at because he's, kind of one of the younger pieces. Actually really good. Bobby Okereke, only an 84 overall. Kind of started off a little old for Madden sense. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The Indianapolis Colts have been rebuilt, and I sounded like a freaking goose there. And obviously it's a success. They're Super Bowl champions. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams, which should be one tomorrow. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, do all those things, and maybe suggest in the comment section below who we should rebuild next. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!